Thank you for tuning in to the Panther Brigade 2016 Year in Review podcast. During the next couple of minutes, you will hear about the individual and unit-wide achievements from the various battalions within the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division. During tumultuous weather conditions beginning late January into early February, over 900 paratroopers sought to earn the coveted Expert Infantryman badge, the EIB. Throughout the training and testing periods, paratroopers learned and perfected important infantry skills and tested under fairly enforced standards.
The amount of attention that you have to pay to each individual weapon system and all the ins and outs and the details of performing the task perfectly, it overwhelms some people.
During a crisp but clear Friday afternoon, 107 infantrymen from the brigade stood on Pike Field and waited for the moment that the bright blue and silver badge was pinned on their chest. All 107 who started the 12-mile road march made it and completed the lone medical task at the end. Although only 107 made it through the training, an immense amount of intestinal fortitude was displayed by all of the participants. Even those that did not earn their EIB undoubtedly learned quite a bit.
I say it's a recipe for success. A lump of coal under pressure turns to a diamond, right? These guys under pressure will turn into experts.
The coveted badges of excellence in these paratroopers field is not just held to the infantrymen or cavalry scouts, but the Panther medics trained and tested for the Expert Field Medic badge in order to be prepared for the year to come and be the experts when called upon.
As a medic, your one job is to save life. Everything you do here, you might have to do downrange, save a buddy's life.
The EFMB is known by many as one of the hardest badges in the Army to earn and serves as recognition that the wearer is an expert in their field. Expert Field Medical Badge training and testing occurred from late February, concluding on March 3rd. Of these Panthers who initially started testing, 2 remained on graduation day. The EFMB is important not only because it is an excellent combat-focused training for medical personnel, regardless if they pass or fail, but it also challenges paratroopers and develops their leadership skills.
Having this badge on my chest means a lot to me. A lot of people look up to us, new guys coming in, they want the badge. So, we've got to hold the standard.
After paratroopers trained and tested on their level, the brigade was ready to swing into action and get down to business as paratroopers in the center of the Army universe. 2505 2 Panther conducted a variety of individual and small unit collective level training on Fort Bragg that culminated in squad live fire exercises. Paratroopers finished the training more confident in themselves, their equipment, and their leaders. They also recently executed a battalion-level airfield seizure mission on Holland and continue to refine their skills in our most difficult mission. After seizing the airfield terminal and clearing the flight landing strip, they seized an additional compound
075
and conducted a non-combatant operation. Finally, they road marched 12 miles afterwards.
Slow is smooth is fast, and when it comes to the 12 miles, it's just 2 more miles. It's one foot in front of the other.
The 307th Brigade Engineer Battalion conducted critical repairs on Sicily Drop Zone as part of a larger event led by the 20th Engineer Brigade. The engineers focused on repairs of the flight landing strip, a task which is a critical part of the airfield seizure mission in which we are tasked. As a critical maneuver component, Cobalt also conducted platoon live fire exercises focused on mounted and dismounted maneuver and the reduction of obstacles.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
For a lot of these guys, they're a bunch of new guys coming out of basic, within the last year, so they've never been to a demo range before. Other than basic, they've never done steel cutting. They did a lot of training before we came out to the range. That way, once they get here, it's not their first time seeing actually how to do some of these demo cals for steel cutting and advanced steel. And the performance, like I said, it was outstanding. They did exactly what we taught them. But they're getting hands-on, exactly what engineers are capable of, what our job is.
The non-12 series paratroopers also conducted live fire training while simultaneously practicing a wide variety of intelligence, sustainment, and chemical, biological, nuclear, and radiological related tasks. The Brigade Support Battalion, known as the Gators, focused their energy on sustaining the force. All of the live fire and maneuver training as well as real-world effects would be significantly degraded without their excellent support to the brigade. To that end, the Gators honed their skills through care under fire,
Charlie Med, requesting medevac,
and casualty evacuation drills during situational training exercises and field sanitation classes. The latter is extremely important as the temperatures and humidity at Fort Bragg increased. Paratroopers will require a continuous supply of clean, potable water to drink and cook with.
It feels pretty good when we're actually giving out water and the hippos are coming and we know that soldiers are using the water to drink, to shower, to get their laundry done, cook with. It feels pretty good knowing that we're basically one step of survival out here for all of them.
The brigade couldn't function without these important enablers. As the spring came around, so did a change in the Panthers' leadership. The brigade said farewell to Colonel Curtis Buzzard and Command Sergeant Major Daniel Gustafson.
Welcome and thanks for attending today's change of command ceremony. Major General Clark, thank you, sir, for the privilege to command this brigade. You cannot imagine how humbling it has been and how proud I am to serve with these great paratroopers.
Colonel Gregory Bedoin and Command Sergeant Major Kenneth Johnson arrived just in time to assume the ever-increasing workload for the brigade during 2016 and beyond.
I am humbled and honored to serve once again with the Panther Brigade as you prepare to jump, fight, and win tonight. Airborne, all the way, ready, H-.
The cusp of summer began to heat up North Carolina air, along with the training and competitive spirit within the brigade and division. The 82nd Airborne Division sent 6 of its best sappers to the 10th Annual Best Sapper Competition at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. 5 of those 6 sappers came from 3rd Brigade. At the end of the Best Sapper Competition, 3rd Brigade placed 1st, 3rd, and 9th. Of note, this is the 2nd consecutive year that we've placed 1st in the competition. This grueling competition consisted of 42 events covering over 50 miles within the course of 50 hours. The competition tested the competitors physically, mentally, and emotionally. The winning team was actually a mix of 2nd Brigade Combat Team and 3rd Brigade Combat Team paratroopers. Sergeant First Class David Rizzo and Captain Jason Bomber, respectively. The 3rd and 9th place teams were Panther Pure, consisting of First Sergeant Jose Casillas and Sergeant First Class Tim Shea. Along with that, placing 9th, First Lieutenant Joshua McCormick and Sergeant Michael Graziani. After 6 months of battalion training from all dimensions underway, it was time for the Panthers to come together as a brigade and put their skills into action. The brigade conducted a joint operational access exercise at Fort Bragg.
This is not a hollow exercise, just that this is real-world implications that quite honestly can be the difference between life and death for American citizens, depending on the circumstances.
This multi-day event challenged each and every individual, preparing the brigade combat team for the upcoming rotation to the infamous Joint Readiness Training Center at Fort Polk, Louisiana. The JRTC 16-09 training rotation was the culminating event of the brigade's training in 2016 and was one of the best rotations that conducted decisive action training environment exercises in recent history. Augmented with a robust package of enablers from 2 Army components, the Air Force and Marine Corps Special Operation Forces, the brigade participated in a 12-day field training exercise initiated by a Joint Forcible Entry Airborne Operation. About 5,000 soldiers from Combined Joint Task Force Panther.
We are here at the invitation of Atropian.
Conducted a wide spectrum of activities.
It helps everyone here realize that this is for a purpose. This is the intent of our mission, and it's bigger than ourselves.
many of the operations they could face during the Global Response Force mission. Their mission? Restore stability to the fictitious nation of Ethiopia.
Coalition forces entered Ethiopia on August 18th. A common goal was, and still is, on the minds of Ethiopian people.
Through a joint forcible entry, a non-combatant evacuation operation, defensive, offensive, and stability operations.
So now with Sapa defeated, Ariana driven back across their borders, and having left behind a stable and secure Ethiopia, the 3rd Brigade combat team can go home with their heads held high, knowing that they have answered the call to defend freedom and acquitted themselves with both honor and distinction.
From the individual craft of the EIB, interoperability, and brigade-level operations, the 3rd Brigade combat team has been busy training from January to December. After an extensive training cycle, the Panther Brigade assumed the responsibility of the country's Global Response Force in December. As the tip of the spear, the Panther Brigade will represent and carry America's Guard of Honor when the nation calls. Reporting from the 3rd Brigade Combat Team Public Affairs Office, I'm Army Sergeant Anthony Hewitt.